All right, look, let's be honest. There are a number of ways to introduce this first topic today inside the treehouse, but my sights kept returning back to one, and that is this. This is why I have guns. Okay? Like I said, there is no way around it, but this is why I have guns.
Oh.
But this was no nightmare. Open the door. It was a reality for one Alexandria family. Either you come out or we coming in. It happened around 10 p.m. Tuesday near Duke and South Jordan Streets in Alexandria.
At first, I thought it was just a Halloween joke, a little prank. So I said happy Halloween.
Shayla says she thought they'd leave, but they didn't. So she called 911 and told them cops were on the way, but the trio seemed unfazed.
And they kept like knocking on the door. The knocks would get harder and harder. Open the door! And they threatened to kill us.
When they couldn't get in through the front, she says they came around back.
This whole thing, they broke down, as you could tell.
She showed us the damage.
So did they actually go in there?
Oh, yes, ma'am. They hopped up on here and they came through.
She says they went right up to the glass.
They were just hitting the window.
She says they finally left after about 10 minutes. Police were at their home Wednesday. She says this is not a joke.
It's not even a joke gone wrong. They tried to enter into the home. Like, my heart dropped when they said that they were going to take a chair and break down the door. That is just too much.
She says it's left their whole family shaken up, especially her mother.
My dad recently just died, so it's just like, I'm just glad I was there. Now she's in fear. She don't want to stay there by herself.
She says this could have ended much differently.
It could have been bad.
Yeah, had this been in Texas, this would have ended very badly for the three guys outside.
I would have looked like the Texas lottery girl with the little bubbles that would have been like 9, 12, 22, 38, 380.
Gee, Trey, what do all those numbers have in common? Oh, that's right. Those are calibers. Of
Yeah, I was going to say it's the caliber lottery.
Congratulations, you're a winner. You're a winner. Woo, woo, woo. You get a 9. You get a 22. Just because I'm an a-hole.
Trey's just going to mop everyone a mop. Not a winner. Not a winner. Not a winner.
It is terrifying, though, because when I first saw this video the other day, it's like, oh, this is bad because you've got three guys standing outside a home. It's the black and white Ring camera, and the three guys are all dressed up in creepy Halloween costumes. One is dressed up in a scary clown, which is bad enough on his own, but then he brought his friends Michael Myers and the creepy, scary witch lady with him. And then it's crazy about this news story, in addition to all of it, besides the visuals, is the fact that they're outside for 10 minutes. For 10 minutes. For 10 minutes, these three wackos are outside dressed as scary Halloween characters trying to break into this woman's home. And I know it's trite, and I said it already, but this story ends very differently if this is in Texas instead of Virginia. Also, this story ends very differently if this is outside my house, because if this is my house, I would run to my closet and put on my finest suit because I'm about to live out my John Wick fever dream. Because my costume beats their costume, especially in a firefight in real life.
Yeah, it beats their costume, mostly to death.
With the butt of a Benelli.
But they were out there for 10 minutes and no police showed up.
Yeah, apparently response times are down across the country.
Because it was the next day. That's when they showed up, was the next morning.
Yeah, the guys are outside for 10 minutes. I don't know if it's because, look, the police already have a difficult job. 911 operators already have immensely difficult jobs. I don't know if that call gets put out differently if she's screaming, someone has broken into my home and they're here, as opposed to guys are outside dressed as Halloween characters. So, you know, they may not have seen it as being any real danger, and it ended up as not being any real danger to their physical person, but it is terrifying as, you know, the victim.
Well,
go ahead.
It would have scared the hell out of me just if people are that crazy in this day and age to do that. But the minute they started jimmying like the screwing with the handle of the door, that changes everything.
Yeah.
That to me is more of a no-go zone than my back door. Yep, I heard it.
Yep. Did you hear it when you said it?
Yep. But I finished the sentence anyway. I was committed. Wanted to see it through.
Yep. But that's a lot of assumption because let's say the call got dispatched. However, and something tragic does happen,
Oh yeah.
the lawsuit that is on their hands
Absolutely.
is, I mean, they might as well name it after the police department after her, or the city as well.
And the
because
new law
that's-
that would go into effect.
Yeah, because that is
Um,
that was weird that that nobody showed up because they waited, even though they were threatened with the police being on the phone.
Yeah.
They still stayed outside. I guess they knew that there weren't any police coming. It also depends on the neighborhood. Some neighborhoods cops don't want to go into. So
There's any number of things that could have gone wrong. There is 23 seconds left on this story, so I'm curious to see if this reporter actually went to the police to get some type of statement, as she should have.
Our Second Amendment right was not used and could have been, being very transparent.
To the people behind these masks,
That was given grown-up activity. The time frame alone, 10 o'clock at night, to knock on someone's door in costume is never okay. Halloween, not Halloween, it's never okay.
Now, if anything, it actually means because it is Halloween, everyone's sensitivities are heightened. So if you're not acting in a normal Halloween fashion, but instead you're acting more like the character you're dressed up as, then we're all going to live out some type of a movie.
that's why I always dress as a sexy nurse. No one shoots the sexy nurse.
Not at all. At least not with a gun. I guarantee the police show up on that call. SWAT team, bomb squad, motorcycles, canines are showing up because they want some too. They want a sexy nurse.
This was a bad idea. I should have just gone as doctor.
Trey, you okay?
Yeah, I was trying to see.
Where the bumper button is?
I was trying to see if the police said anything.
Did they?
They talk about, it's interesting. It really doesn't mention a 911 call in the story.
In the story that you read, or the one that we just played?
I'm pretty sure I've got the same story, and it really doesn't mention a 911 call, which is what's interesting. The police said, talked about the dangers of doing stupid stuff like that in costumes.
Yeah. I love that police statement, which is true, which is, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And it's true. Let me go back to the beginning of this story. I'm curious to see if they actually mentioned that they called 911.
the worst nightmare. But this was no nightmare. Open the door. It was a reality for one Alexandria family.
Either you come out or we coming in.
It happened around 10 p.m. Tuesday near Duke and South Jordan Streets in Alexandria.
At first, I thought it was just a Halloween joke, a little prank. So I said, Happy Halloween.
Shayla says she thought they'd leave, but they didn't. So she called 911 and told them cops were on the way, but the trio seemed unfazed.
And they kept knocking on the door. The knocks would get harder and harder.
All right. So she says she called 911, but that's usually the part in the video package that the reporter and the producer will put in an excerpt from the 911 call, but that's definitely not in this.
Well, and also it goes to how you called 911. If she just called and said, hey, there's some people in costumes at my door, that's not going to get, it's going, hey, they're trying to break in. I'm about to shoot somebody. Get someone over here quick.
Yeah,
that's
I'm about
to get a.
Yeah. I'm about to murder Michael Myers. Then I'm sure someone will show up.
Or she didn't call and she was just threatening them by saying the police are on the phone.
And that
they will run away.
Yeah, because she says to the reporter that she told the guys that she called 911 and threatened and said the police are on their way. So I guess ultimately Do we smell a stinky here? Is this just a BS story and that's why the police didn't show up? That's why there's no 911 call in this package.
No, but I've seen that. Sorry, I've seen that happen before, where somebody's like, "Hey, I'm gonna call the cops right now," and people will scurry, like
Mhm.
people will leave. So I think that's what she was trying to do. I legitimately think this happened to her. I think she was just trying to scare them off with the threat of the police being on the phone, and they didn't leave.
Got it.
That's when she should have actually called the cops, because a 18-hour response time is not is not really good.
No,
Especially-
especially when someone is dressed up as a scary nun doing the throat slash motion with their hand out,
Did
in
somebody
front of your Wing camera.
Did somebody accidentally send them an invite to the purge early?
You're, if anything, be fashionably late. Back to the masked trio attempting to break into this woman's house in Virginia, which now I'm completely suspicious of, by the way, because I think there's at least 3 different ways that this could have gone, depending on whether or not this was true. If it's 100% completely true, and she called 911 on these guys outside, the story in this story needs to be the response time of the police. Okay.
Mhm.
Not just there were 3 guys on a ring cam outside this lady's door. Number 2, if there's a bit of a stinky here about this all just being a hoax, is this a hoax? Then that's something else that should come with this story. And if she did not actually call 911, is that because she's in on the hoax? Or the third part, is this sort of a partial stinky, in which case the guys outside were real, she's afraid, but she only threatens to call 911 but never does it?
I think there's a D. That is, she did call 911, but she wasn't. It's not good audio because she was calm. She was like, "Hey, there's some people that in costume, kind of messing around in the front yard. Can you send someone over here?"
You know what?
And
Hang on. Let's play this out, Trey. Here we go. We haven't done a 911 call on the fly here in quite a while. So, Trey, you'll be the complainant.
Okay.
And I'll be the 911 call operator. See, how did I used to do that voice? Hello? Treehouse 911, what's your emergency?
Hey, we've got some kids out front that are messing with our house, and they keep ringing on our doorbell. But they're not running away. Can you send somebody?
With candy? Why? Because this sounds like trick-or-treaters, sir.
Yeah, but it's not Halloween. We're not doing trick or treating, and they're just and they're kind of messing with the door handle. I think they're trying to be cute and scary, but
Well, that is how most children act on Halloween, cute and or scary.
Yeah, but
You
these are
said they're
grown
not
men.
going. You don't interrupt me, sir. I'm the 911 operator. You said that they're asking for candy, or have they made any demands at all?
They want us to come outside, and they're threatening, and they're grown men.
How do you know they're grown men?
Because they're over 6 feet tall, and they have fairly deep voices.
Well, have you ever seen those cartoons where all the children stand on each other's shoulders? Are you sure they're not just doing that and playing a Halloween prank on you?
Have you ever seen those cartoons where the bad guy gets filled with holes like Swiss cheese?
Yeah, those are my favorite.
Mine too. Send someone quick.
We'll just go ahead and send the coroner. Anyway, yeah, I see your point there, Trey. And again, that's where we go back to, hey, journalism 101, follow up with the police department. Do you have a 911 call on record from this person?
Here's the thing and this is why I bet they did. I think the Ring camera made for spectacular video.
Mm-hmm.
The 911 call did not. And so that's why they have a story just with that Ring. I mean, think about this thing's been all over the news. I mean, it's like I said, it made good video. I think because honestly, if they had been frantic calling 911 and no one showed up till hours later, that would be part of the story.
It should be. So I wonder if you're right. I wonder if the TV crew was so turned on by the video of the Ring camera, they forgot about all the rest of journalism about following up with the authorities. And a police matter. Like
They
basically,
gotta-
as soon as they got the ring camera footage downloaded into the news truck outside, they splooshed so much that the van was washed away in a flash flood, and they forgot to call the police and say, "Hey, did you hear anything about this?"
No, they got there's statements from the police in there. The chief of police gave a statement. That's
What'd he
what I'm
say?
saying is, huh?
And what did the chief say?
Basically, be careful when trick or treating. Don't go messing around and go too far, something like that. I mean, it's like I said, they got a statement. I think the 911 call was very anticlimactic, and that's why this isn't a story about response times.
Because she mentions wanting, I mean, she could have shot them. She says that out loud. She shows the damage where they did break stuff in. I mean, like they broke the fence.
So
that's
there's
no
my
very-
theory. There's my theory. My theory is she's had a broken fence for a long time, and she finally came up with a creative way to get it fixed.
That's a very elaborate way of doing that, especially when there's a child in the house as a child.
Where's the child?
She mentions her daughter in the story, doesn't she?
I can
She
mention
said she's
cake.
terrified. She doesn't want to.
I can mention cake next to me. That doesn't mean it's sitting there.
Oh,
can
I mean,
say
now you're trying to find the. Now you're trying to make the story false.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just saying, look, people have done way worse.
Yeah.
People have concocted horrific made up things just for attention. All I'm saying is that it is possible. She mentions a kid. We don't see a kid. She says she calls 911. We don't hear a 911 call. She says she could have shot them, but we don't know that.
Right. That's a very elaborate. So the amount of money gone into this hoax could have paid for the fence.
Actually, everything she did was free.
Well, the guys that are in the costume, like they have to buy all of that stuff.
Well, see what they do is they go get a part-time job at a haunted house in the costume.
Okay,
supply.
here we go. now, here's what happened was we're all working at Spirit. Right?
just so we can get a fence fixed and not have to pay for it
and make $15 an hour.
Couldn't you have just paid for that with the money you made? Nah, man, that's crazy.
Why are you talking foolish?
And I'd like to circle it back around to a statement you
no.
made earlier about your back door getting broken into.
Is that part of your John Wick fever dream?
It is hot.